Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. We begin our service on page 130 with Lechu Neranena. Please join me. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena, l'Adonai. Nadrian, Nadrian, hitsuri shenu, bekad mafana betodam. Nadrian, Nadrian, hitsuri shenu, Bismirat Nariala, Lechuneranina, 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 Ladonai, Lechuneranina, Lechuneranina, Ranina, Ladonai. Well, let's read responsively, starting at the bottom of page 130. I'll start that first paragraph, and then if you all will respond at the top of 131. I'll start at the bottom of 130. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. For Adonai is a great God, the great ruler of all divine beings. Thank you. Well, typically what we do is we kind of make our way through Kabbalat Shabbat in a linear fashion, right? And Kabbalat Shabbat is made up of a whole bunch of psalms, and they're meant to kind of warm us up, right? We're just coming off of a really crazy work week for some of us, maybe lots of just things to do if you don't work. And now we're trying to transition to this more peaceful time. So these psalms kind of help us get to this different place. This week, Israel celebrated 77 years, and I am just so excited for Israel. And I thought that this week, to honor Israel, rather than recite the same psalms that we recite weekly, I'm going to plug in some Israeli songs because they'll function the same way. They'll help to warm us up as we prepare for Lachadodi and some of the more serious davening later on in the service. So if you want to just turn forward to page 653, there's a really nice section here with some great Israeli songs. We're not going to sing all of them, but I've selected a few of them, some that are kind of peaceful and beautiful for us to sing together. If you know them, sing out. If not, hopefully you'll get them a little more in kishkas and enjoy the beauty of the words and the melody. So let's start with Dodi Li. This melody is one that's often sung as a bride makes her way to the chuppah at a wedding, but it's also a song that we often sing around a Shabbat table. So please sing with me. Dodi li vani lo Shoshanim. It repeats. Dodi li vani lo arohe Shoshanim. Mi zotola min hamidbar. Min hamidbar. Mekuteret mor. Mor hulevona. Mor hulevona. Back to the top. Dodi li vani lo arohe Shoshanim. Dodi li vani lo arohe Shoshanim. Last verse. Libaftini achoti kala, achoti kala. Back to the top. Dodi li vani lo arohe Shoshanim. Dodi li vani lo arohe Shoshanim. I lied, there's one more verse. Uri tzafon, umoi teman, Uri tzafon, umoi teman. Last dodi li, vani lo Shoshanim. Dodi li vani lo harohe Shoshanim. Well, let's turn to 654. That was so beautiful, friends. Me too. Erev Shel. Oh, Eli, you want to do that one? I was on the fence about it. Yeah, I love that one too. So this is a really beautiful melody. From Israel, and it was written by Chana Senesh, right? The words Chana Senesh, right? And right, it's all about the things around us, the beautiful things around us that God has given us, like the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters. So if you know it, please join. Eli, Eli, shelo yigameh leolam, achol ve'hayam, rishru shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tfilat hadam, achol ve'hayam, rishru shel hamayim, berak hashamayim, tfilat hadam. Let's sing one more Israeli song. This one is sometimes part of a Friday evening song session around a Shabbat table. It's middle of 654, Erev Shel Shoshanim, Evening of Roses. It's such a beautiful song. That middle stanza will serve as sort of a refrain that we'll go back to. Erev Shel Shoshanim, Netzena el habustan, Mor besamim ulevona, leraglech miftan, Laila yored leat, verhuach Shoshan noshva, Hava el hashlach shir balat, zemer shel ahava, Shachar hamayona, Roshech ma'alet lalim, Pichel haboker Shoshana, Ektefenu li, Laila yored shoshano shva hava el hashlach shir balat zemer shelava. Lots of great Israeli songs. Hard to choose just one. It's like choosing a favorite child. We don't do that. Let's turn back to traditional Kabbalat Shabbat. I hope you enjoyed singing some of those classics. We turn to page 138 for Lecha Dodi, and tonight I thought it would be appropriate to sing the melody that we sing every once in a while that comes out of the Kol HaNeshama synagogue in Jerusalem. Oh, join me. We're going to sing the first two verses, and then we'll skip to the last two verses on 139. And when we arrive at that last verse, I'll invite you to rise, if you're able, and face the nearest exit to symbolically welcome the Shabbat bride, Shabbat queen. Top of 138. Lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, lai, lai, lai. Lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, lai, lai. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, ushmo echad, l'shemu tiferet ve'elitchila, lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, lai, lai, lai. Lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Verse 2, likrat Shabbat, nechuven elcha, ki mekora beracha, berosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshava tchila, lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, lai, 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 lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Page 139, yaminu smol tifrotzi, ve'et Adonai taritzi, ayarish ben partzim, ve'nismecha ve'nagila, lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, lai, 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 lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. Please rise if you're able. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam esimcha u'betzala, toch emuneh am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela, lai, 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 lecha dodi likrat kalai, yalalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, nekabela. You may be seated. Now that we welcome the Shabbat bride, we sing a song to her on page 140, Mizmor Shir, top of the page. Let me take a sip of water. I'm now ready. Mizmor Shir leyom HaShabbat, tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, באמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. Well, please join me where it's indented at the bottom of page 140 in the Hebrew. Tzadik katamar yifrach ke'ervez barvanun yisyeh shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim yiyu lehagid ki ashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatabo. I always look forward to these live services so that we can sing with harmony. Thank you, Leah. Love it. Well, let's turn to page 141 and let's close out Kabbalat Shabbat in the language of our choice. We'll come back together in a moment. Adonai malach yod lavish lavish Adonai zita zadam. עדותיך נאמנו מאוד למתחנה בקודש, אדוני לאורך ימים. We are so close to a minyan. We're not quite there. So, is there anyone else here? No, it's just us. So we're going to continue on page. We're going to continue on page 149. We can still sing together the bracha after the Baruch together. We can recite it together on page 149. Let's read at the top where it says, praise to you, together. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Please join me for Ahavat Olam in the Hebrew on 150. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Torah u'mitzvot u'kimu mishpatim otanu limadeta Aikein Adonai Eloheinu v'shakmeinu v'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam ha'et ki hem chayeinu ve'orech yameinu u'vahem עבדך אל תסיט ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. If it's your custom to rise for Shema, I invite you to do so as we turn to 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. You may be seated. Next page. V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levacha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibaratam bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shachpecha v'kumecha וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיונתת תפות ביניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Please join me on 158 as we transition towards our Amidah, but we'll start with Mi Chamocha here. At the top of 158, if you know this type of favorite melody, please join me. Lai 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 la lai la 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 lai 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 la lai la 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 lai la lai la lai la lai la 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 lai lai la 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 lai la 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 lai. Mi chamocha v'hilim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'etar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot sefele, Nora tehilot sefele. Malechutecha ra'uvanecha, Bukei hayam lifi Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'ilianu ve'amru, Ze'ilianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, ugia lo miyad chazak mimenu, baruch atah Adonai Ga Yisrael. Let's turn to page 161 and let's read together at the top of the page where it says, let there be. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts. Baruch atah Adonai haporis sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Please join me for Ufros Aleinu. In this book, it skips around a little, so bear with me here. We're going to start on the third line of the Hebrew where it says Ufros Aleinu. After we sing that line, we're going to jump to the last three lines in the Hebrew. Actually, I lied. Not in all of the Hebrew, but in that top section. We're going to start three lines down, and then we're going to jump to the bottom three lines in that top paragraph. Got that? Not too confusing? Okay. Ufros aleinu sukat, sukat shelomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat. Sukkot Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Now we sing with the Ruach at the top of 162. Ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat bedorotam berit olam. Ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat bedorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael otil he'olam, otil he'olam, otil he'olam. Esham shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz v'sham shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat v'nafash, Shabbat v'nafash, Shabbat v'nafash. V'sham shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Well, we are going to transition to our evening Amidah, our silent evening meditation. We'll begin with a kavanah on 164, an intention. We'll sing together asking God to help us open our lips so that we may pray. And then we'll take a few minutes just quietly. Feel free to use the Hebrew or the English in the book. It extends through page 180. And if the words just aren't resonating, if you're not feeling it, feel free to close your book, put it on your chair, and just have a more personal conversation with God. All right, we are on 164 for our kavanah. I invite you to rise if you're able. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Ose shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen, amen. Well, at this point in our service, we're going to move forward to page 371 for Amisha Berach, for all those who are ailing of body, mind, spirit. We'll sing together the Debbie Friedman melody. We'll sing the first verse together. We'll pause. We'll add the names of anyone we know of in need of healing, and then we'll close with the second verse. You can find it in the middle of 371. Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Ve'imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say amen. This week we are holding our brothers and sisters in Israel in our prayers, as always, of course, because we're at war, but this week especially because of the fires that they're fighting in our tiny land of Israel. I believe it. Coming from California, I believe it. It's a scary thing. Well, I hope that they get them under control. We're praying for them, of course, as always. We're also remembering Rabbi Ned Souls, Karen Weiss, Becky Darr, Larry Crane, Molly Bukowski, Willow's dog, Mike Capon, Bob Burns, Susanna Nubia, Adele Ziegenfuss. Are there any other names that should be added? Yes. Thank you. There's on the side, yeah, Randy. Thank you. The others, yeah. Felicia. Thank you. The others, yeah. Okay, please join me. Berach Haimotenu Mekor HaBracha Ve'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say amen. May they all be remembered for healing, and let us say amen. Well, my friends, this week the parsha, or actually double parsha, is one of the least pleasant of the year. Tazria Matzorah, anyone familiar? It's one of the ones, for whatever reason, it often falls bar bat mitzvah season, and it seems like so many times it ends up being the parsha of these poor preteens, and they have to figure out what to write. So al regel echad, you'll hear more about it tomorrow, but we're dealing with the laws of childbirth. When a woman is pure, impure, tzara'at. It's often misinterpreted as leprosy, but it's actually a spiritual affliction of the skin. And in this part of the Torah, we read about how the Kohen kind of transforms into a doctor. And the Kohen has to, the high priest, has to examine the skin and determines, hey, you need to go to quarantine or you can come back home. And we also read a little bit about how we cleanse the home so that we don't keep reinfecting. And then this double portion ends with the fantastic section about other bodily impurities and emissions and secretions. So I'm going to leave it right there. I thought we'd add some. I thought tonight we could add some comedy through a skit. So why don't we all act it out, and we'll learn more about it. So I had a choice to either do to pluck a skit for Tazria or Mitzora or both. I thought it was more humane to go with Mitzora, one of the two, instead of both. And so I'm looking for how many? 6 characters, and I need an Aaron. Anyone want to be an Aaron? Okay, come on up, Roy. You look like an Aaron. All right, Itamar. Randy, come on up. Here you go. Don't be shy. We love each other here. Eleazar. All right, go ahead. Moses. Oh, well, Randy, if you want to switch. Anyone want to be a Moses? Leah?
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. We need a Joe.
No, I'm Eleazar.
Joe, okay. And last but not least, we need a Bill. Bill, anyone want to be Bill? You want to be Bill, Felicia? Okay, fantastic. And I get to go sit and enjoy and laugh a little. All right. And action.
Itamar, Eleazar, it's time for your lesson with Uncle Moses.
Can't we skip priest class today, Dad?
Who can study? It's so hot out.
We're in the desert. It's always hot out.
But we always learn about the same things. The tabernacle, sacrifices, leprosy. I don't like talking about leprosy.
Me either. It makes me itch just to think about it.
Don't worry. Uncle Moses said today's lesson was going to be different.
Hello, everyone. Today's lesson will be about cleansing a leper.
Cleansing a leopard? That sounds dangerous. What if he attacks us?
Yeah, because, leopards have such big teeth, and they growl really, really loud.
I said leper, not leopard.
A leper is someone with leprosy.
I'd rather cleanse a leopard. At least they're not contagious.
Calm down, you two. You'll only have to work with lepers whose sickness has been healed. It will be your job to perform the holy ritual to make sure they are clean and pure.
Why do I get the feeling this is going to involve the tabernacle and sacrifices?
Would you show some respect for Uncle Moses?
Actually, Ithamar's right. Cleansing the leper is complicated, and so for this lesson, I've asked for some help. Here he comes now.
Hi, I'm Ithamar the priest.
Hi, I'm Joe, a leopard.
Nice to meet you.
Don't worry. Joe says his leprosy has been healed.
How can we be sure?
We can't be. He needs to be checked out first.
Oh, who handles the checking?
You do.
That's not a problem, Moses. Now, do we purify Joe?
I'll tell you. It's simple. Take 2 live, clean birds, some hyssop plant, a little cedar wood, and a piece of wool dipped in scarlet. Then you kill one of the birds.
I wouldn't want to be that bird.
Then you dip the live bird and all the other stuff into the blood of the dead bird.
I think I'd rather be the dead bird.
Then you sprinkle the mixture on the leper.
No? Maybe I'm not a leper after all. Let's get back to the leper colony.
Take it easy. The hard part is over.
Oh?
Say,
What comes next?
We shave your hair.
That's not so bad. The bald look is in.
We shave all your... We shave all your hair, your whole body. Then you take a long, hot bath, and then you're pure and clean.
Does that mean I can go home to my family?
Not yet.
You will still have to wait 7 days before you come into the camp. Then, on the 8th day, the priest must take male and female lambs, some flour and some oil.
I told you it would involve sacrifices.
Let me guess. We put some blood on Joe's earlobe, big toe, and thumb, right?
Very good.
Say what now?
Yes,
Very good.
Eleazar.
What's so good about it? I don't want to be sprinkled with blood.
Would you rather have leprosy?
Where would you like to start sprinkling? The ear or the toe?
After that, you sprinkle some oil on Joe, and then you make atonement for the sins of the leper.
What sins?
They say leprosy is sometimes a punishment for saying bad things about someone else.
Who said that? That person doesn't know what they're talking about. It's probably Hank, the guy who hangs out behind the donkey.
Joe, you're doing it again.
Oops, sorry.
Aaron.
Oh. Moses, what happens if the leper is poor and can't afford all the stuff for the cleansing process?
Now,
No problem.
we have a low-cost sacrifice. The leper only needs a goat, a little bit of flour, a pigeon, and a turtle dove.
What a bargain. Thanks a lot, guys.
Another satisfied customer.
Another satisfied custom.
Are we done yet, Uncle Moses?
No, we still have to talk about what happens when when clothing or houses have leprosy.
Uncle Moses, you still have that great sense of humor.
Houses with leprosy. That is funny.
I'm serious.
I'm serious.
Sometimes a house gets a fungus or is infested with insects. Who do you think has to take apart those structures and make sure they're clean?
Terminix?
No, it's your job as high priests.
But Moses, we are holy men, Jewish holy men. We know nothing about construction.
That's why I've hired a contractor to help you. Bill!
Hey, Moses, I got the estimate on that leprosy removal you asked about.
Bill, these are the men you'll be working with. My brother Aaron and his sons Ithamar and Eleazar. They're the priestly leaders of our nation.
That's great, but I still can't fit them into my schedule until after Sukkot.
We don't need you to build anything. We just need you to explain how one goes about removing leprosy from a house.
Piece of cake. First, check out the walls, see if they have red and green streaks in them. Shut the house down for 7 days. Then come back and see if the plague has spread into the stones. Then scrape off all the unclean stones from the mortar and replace it with new mortar and stones. You following me?
I lost you after a piece of cake.
Take this book. It's all in here. Everything you ever wanted to know about cleansing a leper, his house, his clothes. If it concerns lepers, it's in this book under Parshat Mitzorah. Happy reading.
A book about lepers?
I'm not reading it. Who wrote it?
Who do you think?
I could look it over.
I'm sure it's excellent. We leave.
Well, Moses, I guess by now we've covered every law imaginable.
Guess again, Aaron, we're only halfway through Vayikra now, which means we're a little more than halfway through the Torah.
I'm getting really itchy to get it on to the next half.
That's the end.
You did a great job. You're serious.
Yes. You made a great Moses.
You'll thank me tomorrow when you hear more about it. Well, friends. Sophia, you did great. Okay. Well, we are going to sing, actually, let's hold off on Kiddush till the end. Let's go ahead and turn forward. We have a tradition of reciting the Omer. We count between Passover and Shavuot. We count every single night. We count during nighttime hours once the sun is set, and this service falls during that time. So let's turn to page 570. And let me just read for us a little summary at the bottom in case you're not familiar with this tradition. Pesach and Shavuot are respectively the time of harvesting barley and wheat. Torah therefore called for sacrifices of thanksgiving for 7 weeks in between. Omer denotes the measure of grain being offered. The rabbis designed a ritual of counting the days, a practice that has been interpreted as bringing to consciousness our people's movement from slavery to Sinai. The purpose of freedom is not simply freedom from servitude, but freedom to devote ourselves to God's purposes. So we take this moment at night from Passover until Shavuot, and this year Shavuot falls on June 1st in the evening through June 3rd if you celebrate 2 days. And we'll be counting, but then there are these, it's sort of a solemn time. Many refrain from doing things like going to musical concerts or having weddings or even shaving or cutting hair. We're in the Reform movement, so many don't do these things. But if someone were to follow these customs, there are some points throughout the Omer where we can be a little bit more celebratory. So May 18th is one of those days. You'll want to come and celebrate Lag BaOmer with us in the afternoon. Just a little plug from 12:30 to 3, I think I want to say. There's a face painting barbecue. You won't want to miss it. But this is seen as a celebratory day while counting. There's a lot more to it. I can tell you more after services. But we're going to go ahead and count the Omer, and I'll tell you which day we're on in just a moment. Hineni muchan umzuman. I am ready to fulfill the mitzvah of counting the Omer. Let's say the bracha together in the middle of the page. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotah v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Today is the 20th day, which is 2 weeks and 6 days of the Omer. And with that, we're going to turn to Aleinu, which is on page 586. We'll be looking at the bottom right side of the page, and when you get there, I invite you to rise if you are able. Aleinu l'shabeach Adon hakol, v'tei k'nala le'otzer b'shit, shelo asaneh b'dei ha'aratzot, ve'lo samanu b'nishmechot ha'adama, shelo asaneh b'neihem, ve'lo ha'aleinu v'chama, v'naftu hori, u'mishtacha b'imodi, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Chavirit, shehu notei shamayim v'yoser haaretz, u'Moshe nikara b'shamayim ha'al, v'shinatu zo, v'gadol Elohim, u'Eloheinu, and Malkeinu v'tzlato, v'katu v'torato, v'datayon, shemota Elohimcha, Ki Adonai Elohim, b'shamayim ha'al, v'al ha'aretz, mitachat Elohim. 590 where it's invented. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech ha'kol ha'aretz, bayom ha'hu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. You may be seated. So although we can't say the Mourner's Kaddish in Aramaic out loud without a minyan, I'd still like to read the names on our yahrzeit list, and then what I'd like to do is anyone who would have said Kaddish in the Aramaic, I'll invite you to join me as I read it in the English at the bottom of 598. So first, this week, Congregation Beth Shalom observes the following yahrzeits: Risa Babin, cousin of Martine Thomas; David Suissa, uncle of Irish Jeffries; Louis Edward Miller, grandfather of Sue Feingold; Isidore Friedman, father of Bert Friedman of blessed memory; Rosalind Claire Solomon, mother of Lenny Solomon; Elwood Green, father of Phyllis Weiner; Sidney Bushner, father of Larry Bushner, and Brian Harnick, father of Pamela Sudbury. Are there any other names that should be on this list for this week? Excuse me. Yes. Thank you. Any other yard sites this week? Okay. Then why don't we go ahead and read the English, if you are comfortable with it, at the bottom of the page, where it says exalted together. Exalted and hallowed be God's great name in the world which God created according to plan. May God's majesty be revealed in the days of our lifetime and the life of all Israel, speedily, imminently, to which we say Amen. Pray all eternity. Blessed, praised, honored, exalted, extolled, glorified, adored, and lauded be the name of Holy Blessed One. Beyond all earthly words and songs of blessing, praise, and comfort, to which we say Amen. May there be abundant peace from heaven and life for us and all Israel, to which we say Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to all us all and all Israel, to which we say Amen. May their memories all be for a blessing, and let us say Amen. Well, are there any announcements tonight? Would you like to give announcements? Fantastic.
Thank you for that
Thank you,
play.
Kathy.
I was in the mood for that. That was good.
Love it easy.
So let's see, where are we? We have religious school services tomorrow. Stewart's leading. Religious school Sunday at 9:30. Brotherhood meeting Sunday at 10. Sisterhood meeting at 7 p.m. here. 6:30 if you want to bring a meal and share it first. The big 45th anniversary event is 7 p.m. on next Saturday, not tomorrow, but a week from Saturday. It's too late to sign up if you haven't done it, but come if you have. It's not here. It's at the Arlington Women's Community Center? I don't know. What? Women's Club? Arlington Women's Club. May 18th is Lag BaOmer Barbecue, 12:30 to 3. May 25th, the Sylvia Gray tour of the Kimball. Please be there at 12:45. Let's see, Cooking with the Cantor, June 6th, and the Brotherhood speaker, June 8th, will be Mike Sudhalter's mother, who will be talking about being a child of Holocaust survivors. Anything else? Sunday the 8th, I'm sorry.
And Cooking with Cantor is actually June 1st. I'm not sure why it says 6th now.
Oh, sorry about
I'll
that.
make sure that gets corrected. Thank you.
Anything else? Oh, and are we still doing the number, the squares? Get in touch with Dorit if you want to do a square, please.
So just a quick plug for Cooking with Cantor. You'll see a flyer go out next week, but this is an opportunity to take part in a TV Food Network style cooking class. It's going to be on Zoom. It won't be a cook along show. It'll be very much like a TV Food Network type show. I'll be Zooming from my kitchen at home, and I'll be sharing with you a couple of recipes from Michael Solomonov's Zahav cookbook. I was really lucky to live 30 minutes from Zahav, and it was my birthday treat each year. It was hard to get a table there. He's really, really, really special. The way he cooks, and he really captures the flavors of Israel and the Middle East. So I'll be sharing two recipes, his feta borekas and a beet tahini salad. He's all about salatim, one of my favorite things, these fresh Israeli salads. So I'll be sharing those two things. Just make sure to RSVP if you're interested. It'll be like an hour on Zoom, and then what I'll do is I'll send out a recipe list, so you can feel free to make those recipes on your own, or you can get together in groups and make them together, and then post them on the Tarrant County Jewish Federation page. It'll be really fun to see finished products and having a fun time together. Anyway, well, we are going to close our service not with Shalom Aleichem tonight. We're going to close with Hatikva before we say the blessings over the wine and challah. You can find the words to Hatikva on page 678. I thought this was appropriate as we just celebrated Israel's birthday. I'll invite you to rise if you're able. We're at the bottom of 678. Kol od baleva penima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulfate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od tikvateinu hatikva bat shnot albayim li'adam chofshi be'artzeinu eretz Zion Yerushalayim li'adam chofshi be'artzeinu eretz Zion Yerushalayim. All right, Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho b'yahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom tefilah lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim ve'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'ratzon hilchatanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat l'chaim.